Hi, my name is Adam Whitmer, and I'm your host here at ComplianceCohort.com. This compliance clip is going to focus on Regulation CC and the mobile deposit enforcement rule that just went into effect. So, effective July 1st of 2018, there are new rules under Regulation CC. Now, what happened here is the Federal Reserve took their liberties under Regulation CC, and they've amended the rules by telling us when or where the liability falls when a check is deposited twice in more than one financial institution. So that's what's happening. Now, this rule change does not affect the hold section of Regulation CC. It only affects the later subpart of Regulation CC. So under the prior rules, let's take a look at those and see what they were and how this applied. So the prior rules did not address mobile deposit capture and mobile deposit endorsement. So what's mobile deposit capture? Well, it's when a financial institution allows a customer to take a picture of a check and then send in that picture through mobile deposit. Now, this also sort of relates to remote deposit capture, but what we're talking about in this video is mobile deposit capture. Under the old rules, Regulation CC is so out of date that it frankly did not address mobile devices and mobile deposit capture. So the rules were essentially silent. So what that meant was that the liability or the indemnity for a check that was deposited at two different institutions would fall on the bank that was accepting the mobile deposit. So what would happen is a customer would take a picture of a check, deposit it mobily, then take that physical check and then deposit it again at another financial institution. Who was liable? Well, the financial institution that was taking the mobile deposit was the one liable because mobile deposits were not covered under Regulation CC. Now, the new rule has changed this. Basically, the new rules say that a restrictive endorsement by the mobile deposit financial institution limits the liability. So let's take a look at the preamble to the final rule to get a little bit better explanation of this. What the preamble says is this. It says the board, referring to the Federal Reserve, believes that the indemnity or liability places appropriate incentives on the party's best position to prevent multiple deposits of the same item. So who's best position? Well, it's the financial institution that is taking the mobile deposit. They're in the best position to prevent multiple deposits of that same check. It goes on. The preamble says the board has added a new exception to the indemnity in the final rule that would prevent an indemnified bank from making an indemnity claim if it accepted an original check containing a restrictive endorsement that is inconsistent with the means of deposit, such as for mobile deposit only. So they use the word indemnity quite a bit in this language. But what does this mean? It basically means that if a financial institution accepts a paper check that has an endorsement that says for mobile deposit only, they cannot submit a claim to another bank who accepted a mobile deposit check first. So there's basically a protection there for that bank that accepted that mobile deposit as long as there was a what we call restrictive endorsement. So what is a restrictive endorsement? That's what gives us the indemnity, or it gives us the protection. So a restrictive endorsement, there's a couple of examples in the preamble. The first example they give is for mobile deposit only. So the endorsement would include my name, Adam Whitmer, and then underneath it I would write for mobile deposit only. The preamble gives us a second example, which I think is even better, where it says for mobile deposit only at your financial institution's name, so at XYZ Bank. So I would sign it Adam Whitmer for mobile deposit only at XYZ Bank. And I believe that this is the best option to limit your liability. Now, I'm not an attorney, so if you need legal advice, go somewhere else. But it's my understanding that for mobile deposit only at the name of the financial institution is going to be your best option under these new Reg CC rules. Well, that's all we have today for this compliance clip. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you find lots of resources at our site at compliancecohort.com. And until next time, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it.